Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome to another episode of our Let's Play for F1 Manager 2024 as we continue our creative team run here with Broyar Racing. No camera today. I'm actually a little bit sick, a little bit down on the weather, but show must go on. Rain or shine or sleet or snow or whatever. I don't know, whatever it is. We're going to be fine. We'll continue on with this. I just didn't feel like, putting actual real presentable clothes on, you know how you are when you're sick. You just want to be lazy, and that's kind of how I felt today. But I definitely still wanted to get in here and get some recordings done, provided my voice can keep up. And we shall see. But we just finished the season, end of 2025 season, so we're gonna be doing the kind of postseason / preseason stuff for going into next season. And if we have time, we'll go ahead and get the first race out of the way. Really curious to see how much of an impact our research did this season. So because we did tons of research. In fact, if we go look at the board, it's not completely done, so we're still going to get a little bit more than what we have here. We've already just about canceled out the chassis negatives completely. There's just a little bit here in the middle for the airflow middle, but everything else is completely canceled out. Front wing, about a third of it looks like on most of the important pieces, maybe a quarter. Actually, a little bit more than a third here, a little bit less than a third there. It's about a third, I would say, when you average it all out. We got back, rear wing, almost half actually on the rear wing, surprisingly. That's pretty good. Side pods, about half on the two important bits, about a quarter, maybe a third on the two other bits that we don't care as much about. And then let's see, underfloor, it's another important piece. Almost half on definitely the medium speed, low speed, kind of got close to half, not quite there. Maybe if you average this out, it's probably about a third or so as well. And then finally, the suspension. Not quite as much. We did get about halfway there on the cooling and airflow. Not as much there on that. Low speed, we're actually about a little bit more than halfway on the low speed. Maybe a third of the way, a quarter of the way on the downforce. So we definitely made some impacts. It's huge changes, huge changes. It's not so much that we were planning on overcoming all of the negatives. It's that we're expecting that we're going to overcome the negatives by a larger margin than the AI. So we'll find out if that is in fact true here very soon. And we do still have a couple researches still going on. In fact, we got 4 researches going on right now. So that's still some more opportunities to get more value for all that. Facility upgrades are continuing. Let me see. Do we have money left over for any sort of facility upgrades from the standpoint of the cost cap? I believe end of season. Yeah, we're done, right? Like there is no other money coming out currently. So yeah, so we do have 20 million left in the cost cap. Kind of feels like we should at least spend some of that in some form or fashion on facility stuff, if at all possible. We got the car part test center down here that is currently yellow. Yeah, sorry. Why does it say yellow if it's at 50%? Feels like it would be down to the 60% effectiveness, but it's not currently. Anything this stuff, we don't care about that right now. None of this stuff down here. I think this is all fine. It's really just this carport test center I'm kind of curious about. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to hold off right now. I mean, I could see value in like upgrading the factory or something like that, because obviously the factory gives us more projects capable going forward. But I think for now we're going to be fine with what we've got. We've already got a few upgrades in there. We don't necessarily have to spend all our money, I suppose, right? We definitely want some money going into next year for the sake of the car. And obviously starting off the new season with a big chunk of money in the bank to be able to get us some parts right away is also a really good thing. All right, so there's the research for the underfloor. I don't think we have time to put one more in here. We will check real quick. So chassis, if we go next and we go next, I'm just going to check the numbers here. We don't have enough engineers for it anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. We have what? Yeah, there's no way. There's no way we have enough time to do another research. The only one that we would have been able to do would have been the chassis or the underfloor. And that would have only been if we could have assigned a bunch of engineers, which currently the engineers are what's going to make us get these in time. So no more research. We are done with the research once these other things finish up, which is fine. That's okay. We've actually done, like I said, quite a bit of research. There's another facility upgrade. Nice to see. Suspension simulator. All right. Oh, now the car parts test center is down. You know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and upgrade this. So it's going to give us more percentage on engine cooling for the side pod chassis. It actually gives us a decent amount of stuff. Now, this is just the test center, though. Does this actually affect design? Test and optimize aerodynamic car parts to improve your team's car parts expertise. I think this is still valuable, dude. I know there's one of these that's supposedly not valuable. Well, not as valuable because it really only affects the CFD, and I think that's just the CFD simulator itself. I could be wrong. Somebody's done the research on this. I'm just, you know what? I'm not going to overthink it. I think if I was really, in real life, a person looking at this, I'd be like, you know what? We got to make all of our pieces better. And so in that case, I think it's worth going to upgrade this. I'll get that upgraded, and I think I'll be happy with that. Even if in the game standpoint, it's not as valuable, I think from a realistic standpoint, it's just worth upgrading. And I think it's still got value in the game, so I think it's still the right move. We'll find out. All right, so all our research is done. So let's go look at the rules and regulations again. So we just finished another front wing. So as you can see, we're getting closer to the halfway point on the downforces. Not quite there. So maybe still just maybe a hair above the third, or maybe about a third. Not terrible. We did the underfloor, I believe, was one. Again, getting close to the halfway point on a couple of these. Not quite there. We did what? I think we did side pods or suspension, something like that. So we got some good gains. We definitely got some good gains. Didn't overcome anything completely other than a couple of points in the chassis, but everything else did bounce back pretty heavily. I just don't know how much the rest of the AI is going to do, you know? Theoretically, they do not do a good job. We'll find out if they did a good job or not. Seed engagement achieved. We got some money from that. Energy drink advert cameo. Team marketability went up a little bit. Not bad. Hopefully that gets us some better sponsorships for going next year. That's the DHL. Got our first place, 12 million for that. Sporting director mentality low. Really? That's strange. Board has high confidence in us. Good to see. Drivers championship, 16th place. Not the best. 12th place, better, but still not top 10. Would have been nice to get top 10. We did finish 8th. That's a pretty big win. The board only needed us to be 9th. Did we just bump up to 3 stars? Is that what this is saying? Huh. That's a pretty big bump. Oh, they actually want us to be 8th going into this next year. Which we just achieved this last time, so there's no reason to believe that we wouldn't be able to achieve it this next year. Everything else, yeah, looks good. Board gets us extra money because of the confidence level. So we should have a decent chunk of money in the bank. I think we already got the DHL money, even though it just now showed us the award, because obviously this did not go up by 12 million bucks. There's no way. So I think we've already gotten it at the end of the last race, like we did in F1 Manager 23. It worked the same way. So we will be getting double points for the last race. Here's all of the negatives. Obviously, big, major impact. Truth be told, considering the chassis was the biggest negative and we overcame this one the most, that might set us up for in a pretty good way. Or maybe I overkilled it. Maybe I should have not focused as much on the chassis and should have put more on the other ones. It's you know, I can see the argument going both directions. All right. Oh, we're definitely not going to switch teams. That would kind of... Why would I leave the team that I'm named after? That's just silly. All right. So what else we got? Season objective 8th or above. All looks good. We got money coming in. Prize money. Board payments. Blah, blah, blah. Total funding. All right. Cost cap size 139 million. And then obviously we already looked at all of these. Let me just take a quick glance through these to make sure this maybe hadn't updated or something. It looks like it all updated, I think. I think we're good. So I think we already looked at all that. And then financial price share money. I mean, we definitely want to be up near the top, and that's what we're hoping for. Now, if we're not, cool. That's no big deal. That means that they fixed enough about the AI that it definitely makes it harder. But if we are at the top, then I guess that proves our point. And we'll see how it goes. I do think we're going to go for the Honda Red Bull one this year. We're anticipating that we're going to be near the top. So we definitely want that extra power. Even though we do lose some engine durability, we're going for the gold here. And so we're going to go for the Honda Red Bull. What's PT stand for? Honda Red Bull Performance Team? I don't know. You guys probably know better than I do. I don't actually watch F1 IRL. Wait, what? They take all of our money between seasons? What? I didn't know they took your money between seasons. Like, I know there's a cost cap, so I can't spend my entire bank account necessarily, but... Did I know that from the previous season? I don't... What? I'm very confused, guys. Why do they take your money between seasons? Is that a thing that was in F1 Manager 23 and I just never really paid attention? Well, then I definitely should have bought more facilities because I had 27 million bucks sitting there. I'm really confused by that because I don't remember that behavior in the past. I mean, I've played quite a few years of F1 Manager between 22, 23, and 24 now. I feel like I would have noticed that, but I guess I just wasn't paying enough attention if that has always been there. That seems like a very strange thing for them to do. I mean, at the very least, they could have given me a warning and said, hey, you got 27 million bucks in the bank. Well, wait a minute. Why? No, that doesn't make sense because if the DHL gives you 12 million bucks at the end of the year and then they're just going to take it away immediately, like, what? It could be legit. Maybe I'm missing some rule or law or, you know, some regulation that makes you start at 0. But if that is a bug, oh, this game is just even more frustrating, guys. Even more frustrating. I want to love this game so much. I hope you guys understand that. I really do. But it is just, we're gonna go for this one because we're actually not even gonna worry about the race day stuff. I mean, we're gonna take whatever's the highest star ratings because presumably those are just gonna give us the most money anyway. I mean, like that one right there for sure. Like this one would be the next highest. And then we got 78.5, 79.6 total money right there. Engagement money, but that should be fine. And then we got I mean, I like more upfront money sometimes, but I feel like we gotta take the stuff that's just gonna give us tons of money overall. Oh, we already took that one, sorry. There's an 88.5 there. Good chunk of upfront money. I think that one's worth it. And then finally, I think we'll take the 96.7 here. I mean, it's a bunch of, it's not as much upfront money, but it is a bunch of engagement money that we'll get over the course of the season. Assuming we can hit the engagements, which we saw what I presume is a bug related to that as well. So we'll take Henrik here. I'm still very confused about the money situation. I'm a little frustrated by that at the moment. None of that needs to change. I think we're okay with the driver kits, everything. Actually, the only thing we're going to change probably is the car livery. The let's see, edit. I wanted to go with like a different style here this next season up. This might be our last season. I think I kind of want to go with like, I don't know. What do we want to go with? That one's kind of crazy looking. Actually, a lot of them here. Kind of an interesting pattern. Tiger. Shark. Wow, where did they get all these? I don't remember these being in here before. I don't know. Let's just go with one of these more basic ones. I think this is going to be fine. Or something like that. That should be fine. Did I actually use that one? It'll give us a little more blue, but I think that's good. Alright. Apply changes in exit editor. Cool. Alright, so we got our car now, and we will go. Nothing's going to change the drivers, I don't think. We'll just go with that. I mean, we have 19 million bucks again, but that's because of the sponsors. Like, what were we supposed to do with the $12 million DHL money? That, like, I don't understand that at all. I'm actually gonna search this real quick because I'm curious. F1 Manager 24, lose all money at the end of the season. You're paying for a few things, but mainly you're paying for your engines, ERS, powertrain, usually around 20 million. This is something you'll be paying every season, which makes sense. But I had like 27 mil. Okay, now somebody's saying you lose 25 mil. Okay, so it just didn't show me the money that we lost. We had the money, we spent the money on the car, which makes perfect sense. But in 23, it actually showed you, I thought, how much money you were spending on the car. In this case, it just didn't show it. It was just like imaginary money that just went away. So that's why I got a little freaked out. All right, makes sense now. I get it. I thought we hadn't paid for the car yet, so I thought we were starting with 0 and then we were about to pay for the car. But I guess if that includes paying for the car, then I'm happy. I'm perfectly happy with the way that ended up being. Cool. Not a bug, just a little confusing is all, which, I mean, come on. Sometimes you do kind of have to like help your customer understand what's going on in the game, in my opinion, but that's all right. All right, let's target under 2 seconds for pit stop time before we start worrying about anything else here. So we're just going to go ahead and punch through some gym training until we can get this down to sub 2 seconds. We shouldn't take long. Pretty early in the season, we should be sub 2 seconds and be able to kind of go crazy on the pit stop drills after that. So I'm expecting that. I mean, we're going to be close to sub 2.1 going into this first race, it looks like. Good that our crew is coming back very well rested. Oh yeah, we're gonna be sub 2.1 right away. I mean, will we be sub? Oh, sorry. Will we be sub 2 seconds before we get to the first race? We might. We're gonna be chunking a bunch of this off for sure. Of course, then we have to design some car parts. I have no idea what our car looks like. I'm not sure how I feel. I'm sure if I'm gonna be happy if we are exactly where I think we're gonna be. I'm gonna be happy if we're not. Like, I don't know. Part of me does want the challenge, but also at the same time, just like kind of had expectations coming in because I don't think I've seen any other patches come through that drastically fix it enough to not be broken. So we'll see. Part of me just wants to prove a point, I guess, is kind of where I'm at. You're like, yeah, look, game's broken. It's just too easy. And that kind of proves my point. But then if it changes, then I'm like, all right, well, then my point that I made from the very beginning is not true. And then I feel silly. But at the same time, I would probably prefer it being harder. So who knows? We'll just take it as it is. I still enjoy many aspects of the game. I'm just disappointed a little bit, is all I guess I would say. Okay, 204. That's pretty good for this first month. We'll definitely get under 2 seconds before the first race, it looks like. All right, what else? Do you want to change anything with what you guys are training? I mean, you're training what? Just aero principles mostly. I think we'll keep training that until we get basically capped out, and then we'll focus on something else at that point. You, I think we're keeping balance, weren't we? Oh, maybe not. Okay. I mean, drag reduction, airflow sensitivity are both really bad, which we are getting airflow sensitivity from that. Can we get drag reduction and airflow sensitivity? Is there one for that? Yeah, there's one down here for that, for simulations. I think we'll bump you down to simulations. I really want to get your airflow sensitivity bumped up. I think that'll be fine. And then what do we got for you? You are worked on balanced, which I'm not sure if that's what I meant for you to be working on. I thought I'd changed you at one point. Less fatigue the crew gets. Minimize the delay. Probably training, aptitude, and processes if we can do that. Training. And I think aptitude would be something we want to cap out pretty quickly, right? So training and aptitude is probably the first two. Which we cannot do. Let's do aptitude and processes. Let's do that. Okay. That all looks good. I'm going to go look at our engineers, make sure they're doing what we want them to do. Currently balanced. I really want you focusing on... I thought I changed all these. Maybe something adjusted. I forgot to come back here. I want you to focus on communication and composure. Okay, so responsiveness for you, and same thing for you for sure. I just don't care about the feedback that much, to be perfectly honest. And then our drivers, you need to focus on like a little bit of control, accuracy, cornering. I mean, defending probably. There's control and accuracy. Go for wet track. Control and accuracy. Focus a little bit on that. Just kind of round out some of your weaknesses. And then you... I mean, you're very good. Smoothness and accuracy would be really good to focus on. She's really getting really good on the other ones. Pretty much smoothness and accuracy. Smoothness and accuracy. That would be also wet track. Or I thought there was another one. Maybe not. Okay, so probably wet track for you as well. Just for a little bit. Just to get those bumped up a little bit. All right. What else? Okay, well, now we get to see our car. We're first on cornering. First two cars on cornering. I mean, we definitely have negatives on the top speed and, of course, all this stuff down here that we didn't really focus on. So maybe we need to round the car out a little bit, just for the sake of it. Like, how much are we ahead on some of these? Can't we see that somewhere? Just if we click on the car itself. No, I think that's if we do a comparison. That's right. Car analysis. That's what we're looking for. So, I mean, we are pretty significantly ahead on all of these. All four of those. Pretty significantly ahead. Let's assume Red Bull's the best team, right? If they're not, that's going to be... Wait, is that the right Red Bull? Wrong Red Bull. I mean, we're pretty far ahead, actually, of them even. Honestly. Actually, they're not even the second place team. Who was the second? Would be maybe Ferrari? No. Well, Ferrari's third here. It's going to be a mixture of people, probably. Not quite as far, but the fact that we're ahead on every category tells you a lot. Were we ahead on acceleration as well? No, we're just fifth on acceleration. So we definitely would like to get the acceleration bumped up as well. All right, so maybe our goal is to start rounding out the car a little bit. Dirty air tolerance is obviously really bad. Although if we're running from the front of the pack, because we're just that good of a car, do we care about dirty air tolerance? I mean, let's just be real. If we're never behind anybody, is there ever a dirty air? Just saying. I mean, our second place car, let's just say our cars are 1 and 2. Our second place car would have to worry about some dirty air, I suppose. But tire preservation or engine cooling would actually be some good things to bump back up, because these are both things that help with the longevity over the course of the season. Obviously, top speed would also be a good thing. I think we start on... I mean, part of me still just wants to get the dirty air bumped up a little bit, just to kind of... I'd love to be first in every category, because that would feel kind of good. Let's see here. Let's design a part. So, dirty air tolerance. What's the best thing for dirty air tolerance? It's going to be the front wing, I think, mostly, right? Underfloor also helps. Front wing also helps with tire preservation, so we can actually knock out a boost on both of those just with the front wing. So I think we actually start with the front wing. We do have hours. I mean, I guess we might as well put some hours in here. Do we just put in max hours? Why not? Let's just make our front wing just insane here. And then we'll come over here and let's see here. Normally what I go for, of course, is low speed, medium speed, and what, airflow sensitivity? I forget. I always forget. Airflow front. Usually what I go is this right here. Low speed, medium speed, and airflow front. But what I want to do this time is actually bump the dirty air up. So if we just went dirty air... Dirty air is affected by all of these, which I guess makes some sense. That bumps us up 10 spots right there alone. If I bump these back down. Like, I don't want to lose any spots on anything else necessarily. Oh, this actually puts us in first place in Dirty Air just right away. What about tire preservation? Bump that up as well. That only moves us up 4 spots. But it doesn't knock us down any of those. If I lower these. Okay, that does bump us down on low speed. I don't want to do that. So let's give us a tick of low speed. Okay, we definitely don't want that either. If I do that, and maybe another tick of low speed. Something like that, which will give us a big jump up in tire preservation and dirty air tolerance. And acceleration, actually, which is a nice secondary. And then maybe once we got this bumped up, the next part can be a little bit more of what we're looking for. I mean, we're still gaining on all 3 of these, just not by much. And that does mean the AI can potentially catch us on some of these. But I think something like this is actually pretty good. Just really bumps us up pretty high on a lot of things. Should make our drivers a little bit happier. I kind of want to just get this part out really quickly, but you know what? I am just going to go ahead and see how many. We want to do 4 designs. So let's do 4, 4, 1, and 1. Yep. We'll put 4 engineers on this normal approach. I'm not going to put any extra rush or intense or anything like that on it. We'll just go with this. Although intense, I can see the value of intense to some degree, but we're just going to go with normal, I think. I mean, I'm second guessing myself now because I'm like, one upfront intense could be interesting for the one following it, because we are planning on putting another one in afterwards. It's a lot of money. If we just did this for a couple parts, it might be worth it. Even if we just did it for the front wing, it's such a huge. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just roll for it. And we have. I think we want to do like a side pod. Side pod is typically your best for engine cooling. Chassis also helps with engine cooling, but side pod helps the most. We're not going to have any hours put into it. That's okay. Normally, I just put for side pod engine cooling. Actually, engine cooling is usually what I put on for side pod. I guess we just didn't have enough of it. And then airflow middle is usually what I go for here. So will this not bump us up enough to kind of jump up? That actually puts us back in first, but it lowers our top speed. So how can we not lower the top speed? Maybe drag reduction? Yeah. Okay, let's bump the drag reduction up. Engine cooling's up. Looks like we can lower this without actually affecting anything else too negatively. I'm going to bump this down to about half. Still get a little bit of airflow middle, but otherwise we're getting a decent boost in top speed. No, let's just go max out. Engine cooling. I don't want anything to go down. Okay, nothing's going down here. Okay. Trying to see what values we're losing. We're actually gaining low speed when I lower airflow middle, which makes sense, I suppose. Just not getting as much top speed. Get this 8 for 14. I mean, this is a pretty big bump. I think this is actually what we want. Actually puts us first on all of these categories. I think the only one we won't be first on, not counting other people's development, is tire preservation, actually. So we will let's put 4 on this one as well. Let's get this one out right away. We just want to intense this one, even though it doesn't have hours put onto it. No, I don't think we want to intense this one. I think we'll intense parts that are like more valuable to us. Front wing, rear wing, and underfloor, very valuable. Maybe chassis. All right. So then the next one we want to design is something that's going to help a little bit more help on our tire preservation, I think, which would be suspension. I think that's going to be good. So suspension, I usually go with low speed. Tire preservation is usually one of the ones I go for sure. And then, what's the other thing? Airflow front. Usually I have it looking like this. But again, we don't want to go down on anything. So this is a huge bump in our tire preservation, which is great. Airflow front. Probably lower a bit. Drag reduction, I probably want to bump up a bit. Something like that. So maybe we need a little bit more airflow front. I could probably lower the low speed, actually. Yeah. All right, let's just make sure we're not losing. I think something like that. So we're gaining across the board, getting a huge bump in tire preservation, a little bit of drag reduction, a little bit of airflow front, nothing too crazy. A little bit of top speed. I think this is fine. I mean, we're getting the biggest boost in the tire preservation. This is just the first part to kind of set us a good baseline, and then we can kind of maybe balance it out the way we like it going forward. This is just going to have one engineer, I suppose, because we still want to get another one out of that. And I don't think we're going to intense this one either. If we intense anything else, it would be like an underfloor or something like that, but I don't know that we're going to. All right, well, what else do we want to do then? I mean, we definitely want to design something else. I mean, we can just do an underfloor that's going to keep us a good baseline across the low speed, medium speed, and high speed, right? Because we know that we're potentially taking a hit on some of the other areas with the way we're doing things. If I did this, I kind of would want to bump up drag reduction just enough so it's not a negative, but looks like it's not going to be that easy. We might just take this. Yeah, it's going to ding us down a little bit on dirty air and top speed, but we're going to gain so much from some of the other bits. Maybe it's fine. And most of our top speeds are actually going to come from our rear wing, I would imagine. I think this is fine. I think it gives us a big enough boost across this to counteract any other things. We're going to get a big enough boost for the top speed for some other pieces. And again, still need to put the rear wing out there to get the biggest boost. A little bit of a loss in dirty air reduction, so maybe we're not technically first there when it's all said and done. And I can bump this up a little bit. Let's bump this up so we only lose one spot. Maybe that's a good balance here. This is just a tiny ding here, nothing bad. Technically gets a little bit of acceleration. We're still getting pretty significantly across the board there. I think that something like this is better. I'm happy with that. And we'll just do normal for this as well. All right, lots of designs coming in. All of them around the 30-day mark. Pretty happy with all of that. I love that you're just unhappy with the car performance, which is hilarious because this is knowing what we know about what actually matters on the course. These are going to be the best cars on the course. But they just hate the fact that it's not first place in every category, which is just funny. Oh, nice little boost for you, my friend. Team rosters. Okay, here's a big question. Did anybody pick up Verstappen? What? Nobody picked up Verstappen. Oh, Verstappen is unemployed. Oh, it's the best thing in the world. Okay. That kind of goes back to the bugs of the game. And part of me says I should just go pick up Verstappen because it just accentuates the bugs of the game, you know? But I kind of want to win this without him. It's just funny is all. Can we go hire Verstappen as an affiliate? Is that even funnier? No, which one? Look for the wrong thing. Oh, he's actually down here. 88. Alonso's also not picked up. Wait, Piastri? There's so many good drivers that are currently not picked up, apparently. Oh, no, this is scouting state. Okay, I thought that was, okay, I misread that. Oh, okay. But yeah, these three. I mean, there's three really good drivers. I mean, Alonso, you could argue, is a little bit older, but Lando Norris and Max Verstappen, come on now. But Ibanez, third overall driver right now. Yeah, we're happy with her. And then where's our other one? Fernandez down here. He's not as good. We could definitely pick up a Verstappen to fit on that spot, but it's just no. I want to play it out with what we got. We're gonna do good with what we got. I mean, Ibanez is only 20 years old and she's top 3 driver right now overall. She's gonna be the best in the world very easily, which is awesome. It's just funny. Just funny that Verstappen does not have a job. Come on, guys. Oh, it's so good. Increase construction speed. By 4 days? Nah. I don't think we need 4 days extra. Okay. That is done. Any other facilities we need to kind of help out with? I don't think so. And we're okay on everything else at the moment. I forgot we hadn't even built the hospitality. You know, let's build the hospitality area. A little bit more team marketability would potentially be good long term. I forgot we hadn't had that, to be honest. Everything else looks good. All right, should have some parts coming in very, very soon. There's our side pods. Perfect. We're not going to manufacture anything yet because these are just kind of set us up parts. Although unless we manufacture them, it actually won't show up as the car being better, I suppose. We'll kind of almost need to manufacture just to get credit for it in a way, but no, we're just going to accept that we are in a good place for that. And so do I want to, I think I just want to design an immediate side pod right after. Because the next side pod is probably the one we're actually going to build. I mean, just by default, we're already getting a +8 over here. That's the problem, though, is again, it's not really going to show off what I want it to show off. Normally for a side pod, again, we go engine cooling first and airflow middle as a secondary. Let's just see what that looks like. I want to make sure we don't go down on anything. And currently, we're going to go down on the top speed. Let's just bump up drag reduction until that goes away. And there we go. So now top speed is not going down, it's actually going up. Everything's going up. We're still focusing on the main things that we care about the most. Okay, I think this is a legit part that we're going to actually build. We do have engineers we can put on here. We just need to get this done in time for maybe not the first race, but maybe the second. So Jeddah. And this is an 8-day part, so we need to get it done in 29 days. 28 days is fine. Okay, let's just do 3 engineers then. And we can throw an engineer on one of these other ones. Doesn't really matter. Let's just put on the under 4. That might make the most difference. Apparently not. What about suspension? We can shave off a day off anything. Can't shave off a day off anything, then I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, there we go. There's a day off of the front wing. Surprisingly. Cool. All right, that all looks good. Our development updates. Boost and control for Ibanez. Nice. All right, now we're back to pit crew stiff. Again, we want to get it under sub 2 seconds if at all possible before I start worrying about anything else. I'm actually not gaining much at the moment. There we go. We finally gained a little bit. I watch these other teams come out with like 1.5 seconds or some ridiculous. Surely not. I don't think they get that fast. But I remember when we kept going below last year, and it's like, oh, they're still a little bit faster than us sometimes. That's not good. We want to be the fastest team. Okay. Looks like one more maybe. There we go. Now we can focus on pit stop drills. We'll just kind of do a little bit of maintenance gym training every once in a while, and then the rest will be pit stop drills. All right, just want to make sure we're not tired here. Looks like we can do at least one more. So the pit stop drills, maybe. That's right on the line, but should be good. And then we'll check on that one, and we'll focus on whatever's going to give us the lowest chance of mistakes. Looks like the .88, which is probably wheel gun, if I had to guess. Wheel gun. Yep, it always is wheel gun. All right, we'll go with that. Good stuff. I love that we're actually able to do pit stop drills before even the first race, so that means we're in a really, really good place overall. I don't think we're going to quite get the first race in this episode, so it's going to be a lot of the setup in this episode. It looks like. We're getting a little bit long, and we're already 40 minutes. Yeah. We'll just get to the first race, and then we'll do the first race in the next episode. All right, there's all our designs. Let's go design some more. All right, so we definitely want to do the front wing. Very important. Follow up to that. And I think we want to focus primarily on what we would like on the front wing, which is low speed, medium speed, and airflow front. Lower all these down. I'm going to lower you down, but I'm also going to raise you up 1 tick because... Oh, there we go. 2 ticks because I want to get a little bit more lifespan out of the front wing, if at all possible. Yeah, it lowers everything else, but I think it's going to be okay. And as long as we're not taking any negatives here, which it does not look like we are, I think this is actually a decent part. When there's no negatives here, I think this is exactly what we want. I don't think we have to put anything in any other pieces because we're in a good spot. This is a really good piece. Going to get us a little bit more dirty to air tolerance. Again, it's not counting the other parts that we've already got. So it's a little bit misleading, I think, here. I think this is fine. I could be wrong. And if we build this and we find out we're a little bit wrong, then we can always build another one later. I'd like to get this done. I don't think we get it done in 20 days, right? There's no way. Yeah, there's no way. The closest we get it done would be for Melbourne. Get 2 from Melbourne. If we did 6 engineers on it, oof. That is not really ideal. The most we can really do is 5, which gives us... I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong... I'm blind as a bat. Melbourne's 45 days away. I'm dumb. If we want to get from Melbourne, then we can actually drop it down to, looks like 30 something, 37. So 3 engineers would get us 2 from Melbourne. And I think that's fine. All right. And then we want to do a, what was it, underfloor suspension we did before? Yeah, it's underfloor suspension. We'll do another one of these. And then normally, again, this one's just all the middle thingy bits. As long as we're not negative on anything, which we currently are. So we'll do a little bit of drag reduction here. There we go. And maybe a little bit of airflow sensitivity. It's actually going to take more than I expected to not be negative. Well, then we're basically getting a balanced part that's just got a tiny nudge on those 3, which is maybe not the most ideal, but I just don't want to go negative on anything. I want to be pretty positive across the board here. We'll see how it goes. This is a 8-day part as well. Get it for 37. Oh, we're already at 33 days, so never mind. I don't think we get any lower than that though, right? We can't get it to 26, will get us 40. Yeah, okay, so we're fine. Just do 1 engineer. That's going to be plenty. Unless we wanted to get it down to 29 days, which will give us 2 of these. Okay, let's do that. That'll give us 2 underfloor for the 3rd race. And then last we'll do a suspension. And low speed, we'll go brake cooling, which is tire preservation now, and airflow front. And then we'll look at what's negative, because I don't really want to go negatives on anything if I can help it. Looks like a little bit of drag reduction. There we go. A little bit of high speed. All right, as long as we're not negative on anything, and we're mostly focusing on the pieces, you know, kind of the categories that I care about, I think this is good. Again, we have no other engineers anyway, so this one's just going to be is what it is. And we'll go with that. All right, so she's happy with the car performance. Okay, they're both happy with the car performance. All right, cool. Oh, yeah, it does have the overall ranking of 1st and 2nd now, so maybe they were just being weird. Hospitality area. Yay. Expecting better results. What? Recent perform. Okay. I'm just going to say in time. I don't trust it. Until we see the first race, which even though I think we should be insanely fast, I just don't trust it until we actually get there. You know what I mean? What's your plan? I mean, I still don't also trust this menu here either. So part of me says just put the big ones in. Driver performance for you, it's not that worried about. Driver mentality, I'm not happy about though. I'm going to take your driver performance hit because you're not the one I care about the most. We really just need her to do well. Don't really want to lower both your driver performance and your mentality though, if we can help that. Stat performance rating. All right, some of these are not ideal, but we can make it work. Wind tunnel advert. Pit crew fatigue, not ideal. I mean, that's fine-ish. Actually, I don't think we're actually going to be able to get this unless I bump one of those other ones. Oh, no, this should put us up there. Pit crew fatigue, engineer team size, not good. Weather center facility effectiveness. Okay, we'll take that. Supposedly puts us above the line here. Do I trust that? I don't know if I trust that, but I'm going to have to try and trust it and hope that it is, in fact, exactly what we need. If it's not, then we'll make an adjustment in the future. Hey, it's always nice to see boosts on our people. Everybody getting better at doing what they do. Oh, we dropped down to 4th on cornering. So people must have developed some parts. Which makes some sense. Alright, so that is the side pod, and that is our second side pod, correct? Yeah. So we definitely can manufacture this side pod. This is the one we actually are planning to manufacture. And this will give us a... Not a significant... Actually, yeah, it's going to give us a significant boost in engine cooling. That's right. We don't care about the rest. It's really the engine cooling what we're getting from this. And the fact that it gives us a little bit of other things is just like icing on the cake. That's a bonus. It's really the engine cooling that's the biggest. But 12%. Okay, that's huge. So yeah, we definitely want to get that. I mean, I would love to rush these so we can get them out for the race, but it's not going to happen. So we'll just get them out normal. And we'll have 4 good side pods coming up here in a moment. And then we need to design and research. What do I want to research next? I want hours. When do we get hours next? 6 days. Okay, I think we're actually going to wait 6 days. Well, I say that. Let me see. In 7 days, we'll have the underfloor. Okay. Because whatever we're not going to put hours into, we can go ahead and do a design now. Because then in 7 days, when the underfloor is done, we'll put the hours in. I think we'll put hours into the rear wing. I think we're going to do that. Now, honestly, our weakest link is... Now, if we handle these things, our weakest link is the top speed. So maybe we actually put hours into the chassis. Because the chassis is the one thing that helped. I thought the rear wing helped top speed. It actually just helps DRS effectiveness. Maybe we just put some hours into the chassis and really push our top speed as high as it can go. I think we're going to go for rear wing then with no hours. I think this is fine. And then again, normally this would be drag reduction and high speed. Which I guess drag reduction does help top speed a little bit. All right, so this is giving us a pretty big drop in DRS, which I don't want that. We're going to bring that up. There we go. So as long as that's even, a little bit of tick of medium speed, a little bit of tick of airflow sensitivity, apparently. Let's bring the medium speed up a tick and bring the DRS delta up a tick. All right, so no negatives. Little gain in acceleration, little gain in top speed. And overall, we're gaining across the board on just about everything, which I think is fine. And mostly focusing on the things that we care about. I think this is a good part. And we probably will craft this part, actually, when it's all said and done. 3-day part. We can get it done in time for... Can we get it done for time for Suzuka? That would be 35 days? No. So then what's the next one? China. So then it doesn't matter. So we can get 2 done as long as it's 46 days. It's just going to be. So we'll just do normal engineers here. Which probably means we can move some engineers over to something else. Like, for example, can we get this done quicker? Yeah, we can get that done 1 day quicker. Why not? Can we get another day off of one of these? Let's say the front wing. 1 day there. Okay. Yep, that's all our engineers. Perfect. We're manufacturing the one thing we've already designed. Cool. All right, season starts. And that's where we're going to put a cut in. I think we got a pretty good car. Actually, we're ranked 7th overall. But again, we haven't actually manufactured anything. We've been setting it up. So we're kind of taking a little bit of a hit on these first 2 races to hopefully leapfrog us in the next races. I still think we're going to have an extremely fast car for these first 2 races. So I'm not super concerned about it. But we're definitely not the number 1 and number 2 car anymore as of right now. Because again, we haven't designed anything. We haven't actually manufactured anything. But I think that's okay. We're going to put a cut in there. When we come back, we'll actually do our first race and continue to do some design, development, all that kind of stuff, and see where we can go with this season. I'm excited. Hopefully you are as well. And there we go. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.